Hello and welcome to my channel. Today, I want to make a short video talking about something that is interesting to both sociologists and philosophers. That is, the role of emotions in our judgment and behavior. For a long time, there have been debates as to which plays a more important role, emotional instincts or logical reasoning. More often than not, we are told that emotions are the enemy of reason, and they often lead us to do distasteful things and make wrong decisions. But today, I want to give you a little food for thought by introducing to you a philosopher whose opinions are very much different. I find them quite interesting, and I'm sure you will find them interesting as well. Please let me know your thoughts after you have watched this video. Make comments down below. If you are new to this channel, my name is Frank Zhu, and I'm a college professor teaching sociology, history, and philosophy. I'm also an award-winning landscape photographer. We often hear wise people warning us of the danger of listening only to emotions. By the way, used in this sense, the word emotion is interchangeable with feeling or passion. Many philosophers and professors, myself included obviously, have written about how our emotions can cloud our judgment and lead to inappropriate behavior. A lot of people seem to have been convinced. In fact, the major reason why some of you are watching my videos is perhaps to become more thoughtful and rational in order to understand life better and live a more meaningful life, which is a major reason I make these videos. Don't let your heart rule your head, every philosophy professor will tell you, meaning don't let your emotions control your reason. It is as if emotions are bad in every way. But is that absolutely true? Well, according to one famous philosopher, the answer is no. In fact, he insisted that emotions and feelings were not so bad at all, and that we were actually more influenced by our feelings than by reason. Very interesting, isn't it? So, let's take a closer look. This philosopher was David Hume. Living in the 18th century Great Britain, Hume is considered one of the most important intellectuals. He was a philosopher, historian, economist, and essayist. Much of his philosophy focused on one fundamental aspect, human nature, about which he wrote a 3-volume book entitled A Treatise of Human Nature, which was completed in 1740 when he was only 27 years old. The book was a comprehensive attempt to apply scientific methods of observation to the study of human nature, covering a wide variety of topics. Essentially, there are 2 points in his philosophy of human nature: empiricism and skepticism. According to him, causes and effects are discoverable not by reason but by experience. All ideas are derived from experience, and all the sciences have some relation to human nature. He rejected rationalism, believing that humans are not religious creations or machines. Instead, he viewed humans as creatures driven by passion, appetite, and sentiment. He argued that we could not know anything about the world with certainty because there was no rational justification for most of what we believe. According to him, not only is it a fact that we are ruled by heart than by head, we can become a lot happier to accept the fact than to deny it. The most important thing we need to get right for a happy life is passion rather than rationality. To many of us nowadays, this sounds odd because we are told by many philosophers that a meaningful life needs for us to train our minds to be as rational as possible, to look for evidence and logical reasoning for everything we do. But Hume insisted that reason is and ought only to be the slave of the passions. For example, when we say that someone is likable, we rely more on our feelings above anything else. When we decide what to do in our spare time, we don't use reasoning. It is a passion that tells us what to do. Oftentimes, this passion cannot be explained in a logical and rational way. Reason helps a little, of course, but what is decisive in our decisions are passions, according to Hume. When two people fall in love, it is often the feeling, not reasoning, that explains their relationship. Rationality only came after passion, Hume argued. Our reason came from our conviction, not the other way around. For example, we first find a person admirable or disagreeable. Then, based on that belief, we declare it to be true or not. In many cases, only after we have already had an attitude or idea do we try to find evidence and reason to support it later on. Though feelings and emotions are important in influencing our behavior, according to Hume, not all feelings are equally good or acceptable. Education is therefore the key to developing good feelings. We have to learn to be more understanding, more patient, more sympathetic, and so on and so forth. In the process, teachers play a crucial role. They should be first trained to be able to attach their feelings to ideas, wisdom, etc. For this reason, teachers had to write well, use colorful examples, and be humorous. In Hume's opinion, since we are all influenced more by passions, using reason is not the most effective strategy to change people's beliefs. That's why it is often very difficult to reason with someone during an argument. They just don't get it. Instead, we should try to change their sentiments by being sympathetic towards them, reassuring with them, giving examples and encouragement. Only later on should we try to make the case by using facts, logic, and rationality for a few most stubborn people. The same is particularly true with religious beliefs. Believing in God for Hume was not a rational belief. Therefore, it was useless to argue for or against it on the basis of facts, because it couldn't solve the problem of whether there is deity. It was their passion, not a result of reasoning, that they decided to be religious. What was needed, he said, was religious toleration, not logical reasoning. As I have emphasized many times, different people have different opinions about every philosophical question. The question about the role of passion is no exception. There are many philosophers who held different opinions from Hume. Plato, for example, described emotion and reason as two horses pulling us in opposite directions. According to them, emotions can be powerful experiences, but they usually do not last long, and they often make us do things we later regret. For instance, at one moment, we get angry at a fellow worker and want to yell at them. A few moments later, we wish we had acted more rationally and regret that we lost our temper. Thus, doing something that you do not want to do is a typical example of irrationality. To put it another way, emotions make us irrational. Therefore, emotions are the enemy of reason, and we should never let our heart rule our head. Anyway, what do you think? Do you agree with David Hume? I'd love to hear from you. Please leave your comments down below. That is all that I wanted to talk about in this video. But before I go, let me read a sentence written by David Hume. The life of man is of no greater importance to the universe than that of an oyster. Thank you for watching this video, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.